Asmadgurubhyo namaha, Asmadparamagurubhyo namaha, Asmadparvagurubhyo namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. I guess you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me share. Before I share, I want to tell you. So we have something to look for this weekend. By the end of this lecture, in about an hour, probably we will be able to finish 47.5% of Gita Prasthāna. The Gita Prasthāna is the book I follow for Madhvācārya, and this is the book, and I have shown you, that is, I have talked about this earlier, and that is by number of pages. That is, it has 867 pages totally. So we'll be covering 47.5% of it. By the end of tomorrow's class in the morning, we probably will be finishing 50% of the entire content of this Gita Prasthāna book. That's not bad. As you know, Madhvācārya in the Gita Prasthāna, the way they have structured it, they have front-loaded it with a lot of information in the earlier portion. So we are still only now beginning 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita in the Madhvācārya. But still the amount of information contained is quite high. So we have almost done 50%, we'll be finishing 50% of Madhvācārya. That's very good. With this introduction, I want to just give you some general idea before we start the class. In Rāmānuja Bhashya of Bhagavad Gita, Rāmānujācārya breaks up the idea of a realization of Paramatma. Realization means to see, enjoy, experience without any karmic drawback or karmic obstacles. Today, even though Parabrahma is everywhere, Krishna is everywhere, but we cannot see. Why? Because we have strong karmas, and that acts as obstacles. So we cannot see, realize, touch, feel. We can only use secondary methods like Isha Vasimidam Sarvam or something like that, like a Upanishad Vakya. So this whole universe is pervaded by Ishvara. All these things are secondary methods. But directly, we are not able to see Paramatma. For that, what Rāmānujācārya says is, look, we have to first know who you are. If you don't know who you are or who Jīvātman is, not just by knowing, oh, I am Jīvātman, just like casually, directly realize Jīvātman first. And then on the way, finally you can go to the next step. That is, the second step is Paramatma realization, directly seeing Krishna. So there is a two-step process. You cannot avoid the first step. The way Rāmānujācārya thinks is in that way. If you look at Madhvācārya, he says that I want to not think about the first step. I don't want to care about Jīvātma Sakshatkara because that is of no use to me. Paramatma Sakshatkara is the real goal. So on the way, if Jīvātma Sakshatkara comes, it's okay. I don't care about it. So Paramatma Sakshatkara, I am Paramatma-centric, Krishna-centric, and that's it. And I don't want to think about self-realization. It's on the way to Kaivalya or all these, other things which are pretty much useless compared to realization of God. So in the first 6 chapters or even anywhere, Madhvācārya gives very little credence to the realization of Jīvātma, focuses on only Paramatma realization and nothing else. It's like, and sometimes what happens is some people say, I'm going to pick up a master's degree and then do my PhD. Some people say directly after bachelor's, they can apply for a 5-year combined master's and a PhD program, something like that. It's a very rough analogy. I'm just telling you, just an analogy to keep in mind. That's all. Okay, with this, okay, one more point I want to make. I know that many of the students who were listening to my lecture earlier did not like the lecture anymore because they said that why talk about Śaṅkarācārya, Rāmānujācārya, Madhvācārya? We have to stick to our sampradaya, whatever Ācārya we follow, and understand what that Ācārya has said. This is definitely a very good step. I studied Gita only in that way for 40 plus years. I did not study much of Advaita or Dvaita and focused on Vishishtadvaita only. I cannot say it completely like that because even my first teacher gave me a lot of background on yoga and Advaita and Dvaita systems, even when teaching Rāmānujācārya systems, that somehow some people are capable of doing it, and he did it. But most people I know will be very confused if we have 2 or 3 systems. But what I feel is, if you understand the main strategy of Madhvācārya, Rāmānujācārya, and Śaṅkarācārya properly, you will be able to not have agitation. Oh, Śaṅkarācārya said this, that is wrong. Oh, Rāmānujācārya said this, that is wrong. Madhvācārya said this, that is wrong. This kind of agitation is unnecessary. The reason is, a great work called Bhagavata says in one place, and which K.S.V. Swami quotes in the Satyanveshana paper. If you read my Satyanveshana paper in English, you can find somewhere. He says, Vidusham kim ashobhanam. He says, what is a blemish for those Vidushas? Vidushas is jnanis. They come, they look at Brahman, they look at reality, they look at the path, they look at the Sādhanā in different ways. They may look like they disagree with each other. But Vidusham kim ashobhanam, they will justify all these things. All this can be justified. And once this justification is understood, there is nothing wrong in the different paths taken by these Ācāryas. So obviously Satyanveshana gives the introduction to how we can understand all systems of thought in a very reconciliatory view, samanvaya-dṛṣṭi. And after you get the samanvaya-dṛṣṭi, you're not afraid of anything, you're calm. Knowledge should give you what? Calmness. If it gives you, oh, that is wrong, this is wrong, this path is wrong, oh, he misunderstood here. All this happens when you look at the path separately and you're not mature enough in understanding all this properly. So once a person gets maturity, this kind of differences in paths will not bother you much, and you understand, oh, he's taking this route and coming to the same airport. If you go to some airport, there may be several roads to the airport, right? Oh, if you're sitting in a Uber or something, somebody is driving you to the airport, and you don't want you're going to miss the flight, or you're afraid of something like that. This guy takes a different route, what you don't know, you get upset. So, oh my God, where is he going? He's really going to the airport. And all those things. Driver knows, sir, I'm trying to avoid the traffic in this particular route, taking this, don't worry. And he tries to say, but you're not happy. So this is what happens when you don't know something. And karatala amalakavat, they say, right? If you look at a small, some kind of amala fruit, you can, you're looking from here, I'm looking from here. I know this. So if you know the Shastras like Vedanta, Śaṅkara Bhāṣya, Rāmānuja, Madhva Bhāṣya, Śaṅkarācārya is looking from this end, Rāmānuja is looking from that end. The same things, they look from different views, and you will clearly get the ideology. You will not be upset. On the path to this calmness, there may be some problems here and there. People may be upset here and there. but everything will get settled in the end. Hope this introduction is of some value. What do you think?
Yes, Krishna, this is valuable because on the way we tend to see the other routes also and get confused.
Correct, correct. See, the thing is, with good knowledge, what do you call, you can get a samanvaya-dṛṣṭi, and samanvaya-dṛṣṭi will be high knowledge only. In fact, what K.S.V. Swami used to say is, Bhagavata is a classic, Srimad Bhagavatam is a classic, which basically tries to do samanvaya at a very different level. In Bhagavata, even Shaiva Vaishnava battles are not there. Even that is made into samanvaya-dṛṣṭi. So, samanvaya-dṛṣṭi is important. Okay, with this, we'll start the class today. Let me share my
Since
PowerPoint.
all acharyas are talking about the nature of reality, which should be already the case. So none of them can be wrong. It's
None
our
of them
understanding
can be
that
wrong. None of them can be wrong. Okay, unfortunately, most people are lucky because they have not listened to my first lecture on Gita. In 1987 or earlier, 86 or earlier, I did an entire recording on Bhagavad Gītā. At that time, I had limited knowledge of Śaṅkara Bhashya, limited knowledge of Madhva Bhashya and all. When Śaṅkara Bhashya deviated from Rāmānuja Bhashya, I was so upset. You cannot believe it. In the verses like Natveva Ham Jatanasam Natvam Neme Janadhipaha. In that second chapter itself, Śaṅkarācārya says, Deha Anaikatvena, what is the plural usage? Deha Anaikatvena. So the thing is, because of different bodies, plurality is used. There is no plurality here. That is what Śaṅkarācārya says. I used to get upset wild. And in my lectures, I have depicted it. Ignorance is depicted. Luckily, those lectures were not, the internet was not very powerful at the time. We never, spread it. We never publicized it. I still have my first recordings in a cassette form. So ignorance was there. So people, when they study one system of thought, and when they see some lot of differences in other systems or the different interpretations and ideologies or something, they can get very, very upset or confused.
I think day by day, we think yesterday we think in a way, and today we feel that yesterday I should have thought like this. Every day it will be an amendment if we look at our own understanding of the explanation given by all these Ācāryas.
Yes. True,
it was a very eye-opening moment for me when I heard K.S.V. Swami say that that buddhi is the first maya for us. It will say that I am right.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very true. Okay, with this, we'll start the class. We'll try to finish this particular section. Just 15 slides would be done. I will do that. So here we are, Gita lecture 209. And then Sri Bhagavanuja, this is 6th chapter. Anashrita karma palam karyam karma karoti yaha sannyāsī ca yogī ca naniragnirna ca kriyaha. See, from the very beginning of the 6th chapter, Madhvācārya tries to support the idea that yoga and sannyasa are not different from each other. So yoga and sannyasa are connected with each other. Yoga involves sannyasa. So that idea Madhvācārya tries to push, emphasize using the words of Lord Krishna in the 6th chapter. So anāśṭhitaḥ karma palam, that means a person who does not have any desires of the fruits of action. Karyam karma karoti yaha, who does work without any interest in the fruits of action. Here action is karma yoga, right? Sa sannyāsī ca yogī ca na niragnihi na ca akriyaha. He is both a sannyasi and a yogi. Na niragnihi. Niragnihi means given up all the fires. The fires are the daily duties. Agnihotra, the karma, the daily duties one has to do. And a sannyasi gives up this agnihotra. But he says that even though he is a sannyasi and a yogi, this guy has not given up the agni. Na niragnihi. He has not given up agnikarya. Nacha akriyaha. He doesn't stay without action. Akriyaha means without action. So he does not give up action either. So what is this? Jnānāntarangam samadhi yogamaha anena adhyayena dhyanamatra uchyate. So what is the summary of the entire 6th chapter according to Madhvācārya? It is dhyāna. And what will dhyāna or meditation give you? Meditation gives you samadhi. And what is this samadhi? That is same as Aparokṣa-jñāna. Aparokṣa-jñāna means direct knowledge of God. Paroksha means indirect knowledge of God. Aparokṣa means direct. So direct realization of Hari is Aparokṣa-jñāna. That is the goal. And Aparokṣa-jñāna will lead to moksha. So the jnana antarangam dhyana muchyate means, that means the direct sadhana to achieve jnana is dhyana. And this jnana is the form of Aparokṣa-jñāna, which is direct realization of Hari. Vivakshitam sannyāsamaha yogena saha anāśritah iti. So for a person who does dhyana, there is a form of sannyasa involved in it. What is the sannyasa is giving up? He gives up desires and does activities as Bhagavat Puja Karma. Bhagavat Puja Karma is all the karmas are worship of the Lord, form of worship of the Lord. So for a person who does dhyana, he has to give up kāmatyaga, that means give up desires, and then engage in karma. So he should not give up karmas, but engage, do all activities as a worship of the Lord. Chaturtashraminopi agnihi kriya chokta daivameva ityadau. So thing is, Madhvācārya reminds us to look at his bhashya on the 4.25 shloka of Gita. Look, Chaturtashrami means sannyasashrami, the person who has given up the grihasthashrama and has become a monk, saint. Agni kriya is there for them. What is the Agni Kriya? What is the Agni Kriya for a monk? That is explained in the Daivameva apare yajñam yoginaha paryupasate brahmagno apare yajñam yajñena upajufvati. So the thing is, there are different kinds of yajñas. For a person who is monk, his yajña is different. Daivameva apare yajñam, that is, the goal for that person is Daiva himself, that is Viṣṇu himself. And Viṣṇu is the yajna. Viṣṇu is the goal. Bhagavad Upasana or meditation on Viṣṇu is the yajna there. The yajna is the form of giving up, offering their, giving up the sense objects and offering their mind, body, intellect in service of that one Viṣṇu. There, it is more of the mind for a yogi or a sannyāsī who will totally meditate on Viṣṇu. Yajñam iti kriya visheshanam. So the thing is, idanyat tesham asti etinam keshanchit nayam lokostya yajñasya kutonyah purusottama. So there is a yajna for all the yatis or the people who have given up sannyasa ashrama, and that is the form of upasana or mental meditation. Yajna word also refers to Bhagavanta, Yajnena, Yajñama, Yajanta, Devaha, Yajño, Viṣṇur, Devata, ityadi Shrutibhyaha. Yajna means Viṣṇu himself. So the thing is, so here it is very clear that the people who are monks also have some yajnas to do. Agdir Brahma, Tat Puja, Kriya, Nyasashrame Smrita. This is another reference Madhvācārya picks up from some book. He does not tell which book he picked it up, so we don't know. There, Agni is Brahma, Paramatma itself, and the puja or worship of that Agni or Paramatma is the action done in the Nyasashrama or the Sannyāsashrama or the stage of Sannyāsa. Smrita means it is probably in some Smriti Purāṇas or something like that, or Yajñavalkya Smriti, kind of Smritis, right? Tasmat niragnir agnir kriya tasmat niragnihi akriyaha sannyāsī yogi cha na bhavatyeva. So the thing is, a sannyāsī will not be without action. He has Agni. So he is not a person without fire, without karma, without agrikarya, or without any actions. Such a person cannot become a yogi or a sannyāsī. So this is explained further. Jnanantarangam samadhi yogamaha anena dhyayena dhyanamatra uchyate. Gita Tattvarya basically supports the same idea here. Niragnihi means without ahavaniyadi agni. See, there are three agnis, it seems, and Garhapatya, Avahaniya, and all those agnis are there. So, thing is, such agnis, or if one gives up all those things, that person cannot become a yogi or a sannyasi. So, sannyasi actually does not do ahavaniyadi agnikarya. Then does it mean that he cannot become a yogi or a sannyasi? Sannyasi is a monk. Monk actually gives up these agnis. He doesn't do agnikarya. Then what does it mean? Sab brahmanishtastu yatir mahatma shariram agnim cha muke juhoti ityaderna yaterap yanagnitvam atma samaropanacha. So the thing is, there is a Shruti, there is a reference. It says, one who is focused on Brahman or Paramatma, Hari, he is a yati. He has controlled his mind. Mahatma, he is a great person. He offers food acquired by begging. So he cannot directly earn food. That is, he cannot go to a job, get money and buy food. So he has to get food by begging. So once somebody gives food, he offers it to his own body. And the fire within his body is known as the Vaishvanara, the god. Agni is Paramatma, Vaishvanara there. And he is offering that food to Paramatma. So this is said in the scripture. Hence, Agnikarya is just eating. In fact, this kind of information is available even in a Taittiriya verse. Tasyaivam vidusho yajñasya atma yajamana shraddha. All these things are explained in that verse also. I'm just telling you from memory, but it is probably right now, it's not indicated in Madhva Bhashya, but looks like a similar vachana there. So the day one becomes an yati, or he gives. Please mute your phone. You are being heard. Please mute your phone. So the day one takes up sannyasa ashrama, there is a ritual, right? He has to give up the Agnikarya and everything like that. So to do that, he takes the Agni and he doesn't give up the Agni. So the Agni had to be tended in the Purvashrama. So if every day till that day he takes up sannyasa, he has to do Agnikarya every day. There is a Vedic verse, right? Prataragnim pratarindragam havamahe. So the thing is, every day a person should start prataragnim. One has to do the Agnikarya. But what happens on the day he takes sannyasa? He takes that Agni and holds it in his heart. Samaropana. Agni Samaropana, they say. So a yati is not without Agni. He is keeping the Agni, the outside fires, what he tended outside in terms of, Yajña and the fire and all those things. He has taken it inside and kept it in his heart. So yati is not a niragni. Yati also has Agni inside him. And his daily eating itself is Agnikarya. So Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Yam sannyāsam iti prahuhu yogam tam vidhi pandavam nahya sannyasya sankalpo yogi bhavati kaśķana. Krishna says in the 6.2, sannyasa is same as yoga. Yam sannyāsam iti prahuhu. Whatever is said as sannyasa, that is yoga only. Know it as yoga. Pandava means Arjuna. Nahi asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaśķana. If you don't give up your desires and will to go get fruits, that means most people are driven by the fruits, right? Oh, I can get this goal. I'm going to do this work. I want to become like this. I want to do this. So the thing is, we are all goal-oriented and we want to achieve goals. That will to achieve goals, you have to give up. So if you have not given up the will to achieve goals, you will not become yogi. Nahi asanyasta sankalpaha yogi bhavati kaśķana. So the idea that you are doing some Agnikarya or something to attain some fruit should be given up. Unless you give that up, you cannot become yogi. Sannyasopi yoga antarbhuta ityaha. Yam sannyasam iti, that means sannyasa is inbuilt in yoga. Yoga is karma yoga. Kāma sankalpadya parityage katham upayavan syadityashayah. A person who has desires, whose mind is obsessed with attaining this or that and finding hundreds of methods to attain this or that. Such a person does not have the method, sadhana, to achieve realization, samadhi, or jnana, or Aparokṣa-jñāna. So it was said earlier that nishkama karmi is both a sannyāsī and a yogi in Gita itself. One may think that sannyasa and yoga are different, but they are one and the same. If one does not give up the desires and decision that I am doing this to attain a particular fruit, such a person cannot achieve jnana. Yoga means karmanushtana or karma yoga. Two types are there. What are the two types? Do karma with interest in the fruits. Do karma without interest in the fruits. Nishkama karma is this. Sakama karma is that. The first is only kamya karma, desire-oriented actions. That is not useful to get knowledge of real Paramatma realization. The second type is the right type of yoga. Sannyasa means to give up the goal that I am doing this karma to get this kind of fruit. This means giving up of sankalpa or the willpower to go after goals. And phalabhilasha means no interest in the fruits of actions. In other words, sankalpatyaga and phalabhisandhirahitatva, that itself is sannyasa, giving up only. Sannyasa is just not wearing yellow saffron clothes and that's sannyasi. That is not that. A person should have given up desires and ideology that he will do something to get that desire. So in Mukhya Yoga, sannyasa is included. It is an amsha of yoga. Yoga visheshaha eva sannyasa hityartaha. Kama sankalpatyaga rupa yogo is sannyasa. The next verse is important verse. Madhvācārya takes it in a very different way compared to other Ācāryas, Śaṅkarācārya and Rāmānujācārya. We will see how he takes it. Ārurukṣor muner yogam karma karana mukṣate. Ārurukṣoho means the person who wants to climb the process of yoga and to get to the peak of yoga, which is Aparokṣa-jñāna. Karma karana mukṣate. For such a person who is desirous of climbing to the top of yoga and to achieve the goal of Aparokṣa-jñāna or samadhi, action is required. Karma yoga is required. Yoga rūಢasya tasyaiva. The same person, after achieving the peak of yoga, he has already reached the goal of yoga. Shamah karana muchyate. What does shama mean here? So the way Rāmānujācārya takes is, you need karma yoga to get perfection in karma yoga, to get some atma sakshatkara or self-realization. Once you get self-realization, shabah karana muchyate, you have to keep your mind calm. Shamaha is keeping everything in calm. Shamah karana muchyate. So this kind of meaning is done by Rāmānuja, Rāmānujācārya. Śaṅkarācārya tends to go this way. The person who is interested in perfecting yoga, that person has to do karmas. So karma yoga, agni karya and all these actions are only the person who has not achieved the goal. If he has achieved the goal, tasyaiva shamah karana muchyate, shamaha karma nivrittihi. That means giving up actions is suggested once a person is perfected in yoga. That is how Śaṅkarācārya takes this verse. Right? See how these Ācāryas take them differently. Now, to understand Madhva-bhāṣya, what exactly this verse means, the words, how does Madhvācārya takes, you have to go into the Madhva-bhāṣya a little bit and then come back and see what is the meaning of this verse. What is Madhva-bhāṣya? Kyat kalam karma kartavyam ityaha. Till what time should a person work and do karma yoga? Till what age? What time? Ārurukṣor is the verse which explains it. How long should a person do karma? Here, yogam ārurukṣoho means completion of dhyāna. Dhyāna is not, when you suddenly say, oh, I'm doing meditation, I'm sitting and doing meditation. That is not dhyāna. You have to have perfection and completion, purnatva in dhyāna. Upaya sampurti michoho. So to get to the goal of dhyāna, karma is required. Yoga rūಢasya tampurna upayasya. Madhvācārya says, who is a yoga? Who has attained all the sadhana. He knows and he has realized all the path to get to the top. One who has achieved complete dhyana yoga. He has become an Aparokṣa-jñāni or a direct person with direct knowledge of Brahman. Aparokṣa-jñānina ityartaha. The thing is, see, Aparokṣa-jñāni also should do work. See, giving up of karmas is not acceptable to Madhvācārya. Whether you are beginning yoga where you have not attained perfection in yoga, or you have already attained perfection in yoga, it doesn't matter. You cannot give up any karma. So both of them have to do some kind of karmas. So what does that, so for Aparokṣa-jñāni, why should that person do any karma? He has already attained direct vision of the Lord. No, if that person does karma, he gets additional bliss when he gets moksha. So there is a value for it. In the 2.50, buddhi yukto jahati ha ube sukrita dushkrite tasmad yogaya yujhasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Here, Madhvācārya says, look, there are two types of aspirants. One who is beginning yoga, has not perfected it. But another person he has perfected it. For even if he has perfected it and reached the top, he keeps up ishtapunya. He doesn't, jahatiha ube sukrita dushkrite means he gives up all punya papas, gives up all the holy merit and the sins. But here it says, Bhukti-yukta, who is already achieved this goal, he still keeps ishtapunya. There is something known as a little bit of punya which is valuable. And that is required to increase the bliss when that person goes to moksha. So, but he gives up vaishayika sukrita dushkrita. So, thing is, sukrita dushkrita means vishaya related, external object related good and bad actions. That one has to give up. So even in 2.50, it was explained differently. Similarly, Madhvācārya says, so thing is, for an Aparokṣa-jñāni also, karma, some actions are required, and that will give paramasukha-kāradam, increased bliss when one gets moksha. Only Paramātman-Dhyāna is the right path for even an Aparokṣa-jñāni. And however, what happens is an Aparokṣa-jñāni has direct vision of the Lord. But due to prarabdha, what happens? There is a connection with the body, right? The body has not fallen off. So thing is sleep and that and this, other things may be required. He cannot do Dhyāna. Every time mood is off or something, he cannot do Dhyāna completely because of prarabdha. That person should take up, instead of wasting time, that should do japa. They should do japa. So even an Aparokṣa-jñāni can do japa or pata pravachana. Pata pravachana means giving discourses, studying Bhagavata and explaining Bhagavata to other people. Bhagavad-carita is enjoying the great, wonderful divine sport of Hari in different avatars. So, Adiji, what did you say? What is your question?
Swami, here Madhvācārya says, if you do karma after realization, it gives you additional punya for more bliss in moksha, right?
Yeah.
But then he also says that the level of bliss that each person gets in moksha is dependent on the level of, like, what kind of a Jīvātma he is. And it is limited to that. So how does him doing any karma going to increase his bliss if it's already fixed by the nature of Jīvātma?
See, the only way we can understand this is, so if the nature of Jīvātma, your question is valid, right? And I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So Jivas are graded and they will never change. So they can only hold on to as much bliss their original substance of Jīvātma deserves. So each original substance of Jīvātma, they are unique. Even they have some sattva-rajas-tamo gunas directly in the swarupa, the substance of their Jīvātma. Right? Based on that, one can only get so much of happiness. How can that increase when that person does extra work here? See, we can only say that there are vachanas or proofs in different smritis or something like that, which supports this idea. Or we can say, when a person gets moksha, what do you call, he might have all the bliss here minus some delta. And then even if he goes to, so he will get some plus delta there because of the actions he does here, even though he is a jnani here. So probably somehow that delta has to be explained. So at the end in mukti also, because of jivātaratamya, the person cannot have anything more than that. All we have to think about is he probably gets mukti even with some that highest bliss minus delta, he can still go to mukti. That is a possibility due to the blessing of the Lord or due to the grace of the Lord or something like that. So this is how we need to understand it.
Are the grace limit? Are the grace limited? It's not limited. No. More you do, more you get. No. There any limitation for grace?
No, grace is not limited. What Adiji is pointing out is there are strict rules in the Madhvācārya's views that every jiva is unique and each person can only get a certain level of, even in the moksha, only certain level of bliss according to the original nature of the jiva. Each person's jiva nature is different. We have different level. That is why we are categorized into, Manusya Adhamas, Manusya Madhamas, Manusya Uttamas, the Rajas, and Devagandharvas, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Kinnaras, and all these different 33 different types of jivas. In fact, the Mukti Yogya.
There may be some relaxation, no?
What?
There may be some relaxation. How do we know?
Yeah, even we don't know the relaxation. So
even the jivas are limited. Even the jivas are limited. This is only the grade of this jiva, that jiva. We really don't know.
See, one more thing. Yeah, I think there is a view that suppose a person gets to the mukti at the level of Vayu or something like that, or Chaturmukha Brahma or Vayu or something like that. When he goes to Pralaya, in the Pralaya, he will become a part of, he will go and live as in the body of Hari itself. So he will get a little bit of minor promotion beyond his reach, beyond the Vayuloka or beyond the level of Brahman or something like Chaturmukha Brahma. He can directly be in the body of Hari. This kind of a small, see in the 33 the 33 classification of Jīvātmas, souls, is not a perfect classification. I think maybe a small delta switching is allowed. That's what we need to understand.
It kind of makes it like higher lokas, right? And not completely out of samsara. It sounds like whoever does how much ever punya karma, that kind of a higher loka he'll get, which is like normal. Vedas also say this only as a kamya karma portion, right? It sounds exactly like that. If there is like a certain level only, some person can reach.
True. Certain level only they can get. Jīvātma, whatever that person, even the highest of the Jīvātmas, they can only get so much value, right? Even Lakshmi does not have dukkha sambandha, but she does not have perfect knowledge. So
I also have another question. Is not the release from the karma, which is called as moksha for Madhvācārya as well? The cause and effect that we are. Samsara means constantly doing karmas, right?
No. Prarabdha karma will go away, right? Once the prarabdha karma goes, definitely the person has to go to mukti.
Yeah, but if doing karma is determining what happens after mukti, then isn't that also not part of the world of karma?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, but doesn't it not make it part of samsara as well?
See, the thing is, till prarabdha is there, it is samsara only. Prarabdha is that which is already decreed, offenses done long time back, and the karmas have been decreed, and the effect of the karmas have to be experienced. Such a person may get a disease or something like that. That is a force. Even a jnani cannot get out of it.
Yeah, it's similar what he's saying right now. If you do more punya karma, then you get more bliss, which is like again karma phala, right? Again,
Karma
part
phala,
of
yes.
some.
See, the thing is that the thing is what happens. Karma phala are divided into external worldly karma phala and divine loka karma phala. In the divine loka karma phala, it is the enjoyment with God. So there is no issue.
Okay.
Anubhava of the Lord.
Just a question.
Even
take prarabdha as negative?
What?
Why do we always take prarabdha as negative? Can it not be positive as well?
Well, prarabdha should be taken as mainly negative because prarabdha relates to this body, right? And this body cannot be perfect. The body has sattva rajas tamo gunas inbuilt in it, and that always acts as a obstacle to the jnana of a Jīvātman. Jīvātman gets jnana only when released from the body. Full jnana a Jīvātma cannot get inside the body because there is a filter. The body acts like a filter. See, this only is not acceptable to Śaṅkarācārya, where Jivan Mukta state he accepts, and see, even while living, as good as he gets moksha, he is already released, but he is still living in a body. So Jivan Mukta concept comes only in the Śaṅkara Bhashya, but in the Rāmānuja Bhashya and in the Madhva Bhashya, there is nothing called Jivan Mukti. Even while living, the person may have less karmas compared to the other person, but as long as the body is there, there is an issue of problem. Even great alvars like Nammalvar, who is supposed to be the highest yogi in Kali Yuga, according to Rāmānuja Sampradaya, such even Ramayvar says sometimes Krishna ran away. Sometimes he says, I was in Samadhi for 6 months and I could constantly think of Krishna and nothing else. But after that 6 months, he comes and says, oh, Krishna ran away, I don't see him, and then I'm in trouble. And he starts crying and starts feeling very, 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 he has a pangs of separation from Lord. So this can happen to any particular highest level of aspirants also. And this is what Madhvācārya is saying, that even inside moksha, what is the nature of mukti may not be digital, right? Oh, mukti, he got the direct total amount of his quota of bliss. We don't know that. And there may be small changes in here or there. But the thing is, Madhvācārya says the person cannot get more bliss than what his quota is, because Jīvātmas are originally separated and they have separate status. The substance itself is separate from each other. Each Jīvātma is different from others, completely. So there may be small minor adjustments there in moksha, that's all. And that depends on the grace of Krishna. See, the very fact that the jivas exist, yad anugraha ya santi, Madhvācārya says, Jiva, Jada, Paramatma, Jiva, Jada, and all this universe exists because of the grace of the Lord. If His grace is not there, the Jiva, Jada, all this universe will go away. So there is freedom given to the grace of the Lord to change small things. And even the separation and classification of different Jīvātmas is done by God, right? He created the separation. He is the karana for everything. that picks up some other problem, right? What is the value of karma, Jīvātman's karma, and all those comes up. We will figure it out later. It's a very complicated dialogue at this point. No, it is not relevant here. Okay, with this we'll go further. Those who see, there are pramana vachanas for this. So Madhvācārya says, this is not something I cooked up. There are vachanas. Those who see you in the Aparokṣa-jñāna, they are the ones who are happy. So those who see you in Aparokṣa-jñāna right here, they are happy. They are the ones who attain the right type of samadhi. So the right type of samadhi is seeing Krishna all the time. But if prarabdha is not completely removed, that happens, right? As long as the body is there, prarabdha is not removed. Then such a person who believes in you, has taken a resort in you, should continue doing japa or thinking about you by reading and teaching your charitas or stories and histories and divine sport, as explained in the Puranas. This is explained here. Aparokṣa-jñāninopi samadhyādi phalamuktam tasya dharvopashamena samadhireva karanam pradhanyena ityartaha. So the thing is, for Aparokṣa-jñāni, samadhi is the main thing. Sarvopashama means external activities are completely dissolved. Upashama is quelled down, quietened. Tathapi yada bhoktavyo uparamastadaivam samyak asampragnata samadhirjayate. Tathapi, even though only when all the bhoktavya means prarabdha. Prarabdha is you have to experience them. Only when all the prarabdha goes away, then only you will get asampragnata samadhi. Asampragnata samadhi is the highest samadhi. Total absorption into the seeing Lord, in the state of seeing Lord. Anyadatu Bhagavad-Carita ādrū. If you come out of that samadhi, you have to think about Bhagavata-carita and japa, tapa and all those things. Tachoktam yetvam pashyanti bhagavans te eva sukhinah param. So the thing is, that only those who see you are the highest people with the highest sukha or happiness. Teshameva cha samyaktu samadhirjayate nanam. Only those who see you have the right type of samadhi. Bhoktavya karmanyakshine japena kathayapivam. This is Bhagavata shloka directly given by Madhvācārya. Bhoktavya karmanyakshine. The thing is, if there are still remaining prarabdha karmas which have to be experienced, then you have to do japa or kathaya or think about the divine sport of the Lord. Vartayante mahatmanaha tadbhaktaha tatparayanaha. This is how people live who are your worshippers and devotees. Sampurnopayo yogarūಢah. The thing is, what is Madhvācārya continues here. The complete upaya or the sadhana is yogarūಢa. For moksha, he has the sadhana. The person who has the sadhana is yogarūಢa. That means he has the path taken care of, and he is an Aparokṣa-jñāni. Nānājanasya suṣrūṣā karmeti karavanvitehi. He has to do service to all kinds of people. What kind of people? Uttama, adhama, madhyamas. People who are above him, people who are at his level, the mid-level, people who are lower level. Everybody, this yogarthi, or the person who is interested in reaching the top goal of direct realization of Paramatma, he has to do service to others. Everybody. Or yogarthinatu sākārya yogastena harostitihi. So the thing is, he has to be in constant action. Madhvācārya supports action all the time, right? Tenapi sottamanam tu karyanyayrakhileshvapi yogastena harostitihi. The person who is already in yoga, he is completely absorbed in the Lord. He is only focusing on the Lord. Other than Krishna, Hari, he cannot think of anything else. But even that person, when he comes out of that state, has to serve people who are higher than him. So people like even Vyasa has to serve Shuka, who is supposed to be higher than Vyasa. Shaktitaha karaniyeti vishesho siddha asiddhayoho. So what is the difference between a siddha and a siddha? Siddha is who has already reached the goal. Asiddha is he has not reached the goal. The asiddha has to help out everybody, all kinds of people, lower, middle class and higher level people. But the siddha should only serve higher level people but focus on dhyana. Praptopayastu siddha syat prepto sadhaka uchyate. So that's what I said. Tasya pranyupakarena santushto bhagavati ishvaraha. Those who have not reached the goal, when he serves other Jīvātmas, pranis, that means the animals and everybody, all of them he has to serve. Only when he serves, Hari is happy. Siddhopayena Viṣṇustu Dhyāna-khyārchanādikam. The person who has already reached the pure state of direct samadhi or something, he can be worshipping the Lord Archana and different things, dhyana, meditation. He can be only in that state. This is the end of today's set of slides. I'll pick up the next verse tomorrow. Any questions so far?
I think once we reach the top, be it Śaṅkara, Rāmānuja, or Madhva, I think they will all be observed in their respective goals itself.
They will be?
They'll be observed in that goal itself. They
True.
cannot do.
True. Only thing
Yes,
is prarabdha is there, right? Remaining karmas are there. That may change here and there, that's all.
Here, Madhvācārya seems to imply that people should know who's higher and who's not. If they have to serve somebody who's higher, then they know the levels of others.
See, the thing is, what he assumes is they will automatically know. They will know why they are lower and why they are higher, why somebody is higher. Higher person will have absolute, Haridhyana. For example, when Prahlada, it seems, was thrown into a pit with hundreds of snakes, then when each snake went and bit him, he used to feel probably a microsecond of pain. But what Prahlada did is, with great interest and focus, he thought of Hari. A higher level of focus on Hari. Then he even forgot the pain. Next time something bit him, the pain was lower and lower because his focus on Hari was higher and higher. That was the level of dhyana, Prahlada could do. For us, even if we have some kind of a little phone call coming, that too, 500.
That is Prahlada's detachment over the body. Body. That
was the level of detachment of Prahlada.
It goes up. Body detachment will disappear when you go on higher and higher.
True. And nothing, and they say the body, that is why some people who would do this one, right? They give up their body and go to some other place, like Śaṅkarācārya did, right? He gave up his body, put his body in a...
Parakaya Pravesha.
Parakaya Pravesha. So he gave up his body and went and sat inside the body of a king to experience kingly life. Right? So the thing is, some people have very powerful detachment. And can't we figure out using this, I am much lower than such people? So people will always know. It will take only, that is why you need to test your guru. Before you fall at the feet of every guru who has a saffron robe, you have to figure out who that person is, right? They say, right? you always find Shishya Vitta-apaharakaha. Rare is the one who is a Shishya Chitta-apaharaka. Right? You have heard this. In some Kularnava Tantra or something, they say, we see a lot of yogis who can take money from the students. But rarely we see a person who can steal the mind of the student, where the student is blown away and he is totally devoted to the Ācārya or teacher.
This
it
we
just
can
feels
feel
like a very
Sorry.
hard to clearly measure it. Is
True.
what I was getting at.
We don't need to measure very clearly. See, the thing is, any person with basic knowledge of Shastras, they know what is purity of mind. That is why in the Bhagavad in the Ashtanga Yoga, what is that? Yama niyamat, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyāna, samadhi. Yama niyamas are, what are the yamas and niyamas?
The external and internal control.
Yes,
External and internal
and he
control.
has explained in basic Yoga Sutras what are the pancha kleshas, the 5 problems of mind. What does Chitta do? Chitta runs away this way. It's like a monkey, goes from point to point to point. So he explains all the details. All this, even a beginner karma yogi should be able to understand. Shastra, these are all Shastra Siddhas. They would have studied the Shastra, then only you begin.
Even in the instance of Valmiki growing on his body, over his body, he is not aware.
Correct. See, what do you call? See, is such kind of tapasya is very hard. But we can say Valmiki and all, they are all Purāṇas, some Ramayana and everything, they talk about it. What about here in this world? If you read the Charita of Buddha Charita, right? In that, of course, Ashvaghosha wrote Buddha Charita. Okay, that was sometime in 6th century he wrote. But unfortunately, Ashvaghosha was separated from Buddha for 600, 700 years or even 1,000 years, we don't know. So he talked, in fact, there are pictures of Buddha, if you can see, it's completely skeleton. Because he initially says, okay, I'm going to give up food, water, everything. When he does that for several days, he becomes so weak. He has no skin or flesh left, completely skeleton. And his eyes are visible as deeply gone in. And all you can see is the face of a skeleton with skin just sticking to it. And that kind of picture is there in some places. They have even kept, or maybe sculptures, who at that time there was no photo or something, there was no camera, 500 BC or whatever, right? So some people actually sculptured his state. So even here also people may be able to have full control, because what does Madhvācārya says? Upavasadi. Madhvācārya says only when you give up food, one day, Ekadashi, you don't eat. And what do you call, that is why I'm very happy I'm a Sri Vaishnava. So Madhva followers are very strict on Upavasa. And Upavasa gives you mind control. Okay, now it's 8:24. Time to stop if you have no other question. Tomorrow we'll pick up at same time, roughly 7:15 maybe. I will say whether it is 7 or 7:15, I will confirm by tomorrow. And we'll try to go further in Madhva Bhashya. Okay? Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Haravadar Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane.